Welcome back, guys. And I know there's football on tonight. Manchester United Rangers, what they're billing as the Battle of Britain. I have actually sneakily got it on as well as streaming here. I do have to give you guys a warning that we have, hello Max, that we have electrical problems in the house here. When the landlord comes to fix it, I'm not sure he will call me first. So you will probably lose the stream at some point. All the fridges are off and the dryer and washing machine and stuff are not working. So he's going to have to fix that. Good day, Tech. How are you doing? And there may well be an abrupt end to the stream because to fix it, he probably will need to trip all the switches, which means it'll go dark here, the internet will go off, and we might not get a warning that it's going to happen, but we'll press on and see what happens. We are apparently still facing the sack. We haven't moved in terms of our position, but I did get another email which kind of suggested that if I don't beat Brighton, then we are going to, yeah, here we go. Brighton clash could be Oldman's last. With my patience running out. We did try a more direct style last time, and it seemed to work. And just by going slightly more direct, slightly higher tempo. I'm not sure now it's a good idea to play out of the defence, so we'll take that off and just have them punt the ball up the pitch. We've taken off regroup because I do believe that he wants them to press. And so we will begin by counter-pressing. And we'll try and win the ball back high up the field. We've got a high line because they are playing with a tiki-taka. And you might notice that I have dumbed down the trigger press. Tiki-taka is at a high tempo, and so we don't want to be pressing too much. So we'll press on as far as we can go and hope that it doesn't all go dark in here if that happens, if the electric is switched off to fix the electrical problem that we've got, then unfortunately the stream will just die. So I hope it won't. We are going to be doing the Ipswich save tomorrow, the day before I go on holiday. I still will be doing that. I've got everything done now, so we can still spend some time tomorrow afternoon with the Ipswich save. So let's go and play against Brighton, and let's see if we can't get a result. We will be aggressive. We'll get stuck in and see if we can't get a result here. This could be the last game, actually, which will bring an end to the save anyway. Probably will be a blessing. We've been through torture along this path. We still haven't figured out how to get them to play together. And so let's go and play against Brighton. Yeah, let's pick up where you left off last time. You were really good last time. When we played more direct, when we did counter-press, they were better than what they've been. We need a result against Brighton. I need to go and just check with my assistant that everything is in order here. Brighton have played in midweek, and you can see that one or two players haven't quite got fit yet. I just want to make sure that we take out the playmaker, who is... That's interesting. They don't seem to be playing with a playmaker. We'll just see how the game develops then. Keep an eye on it. And here we go. Is this the final game that I'm going to play? Or are we going to get a win here and the agony is going to go on? If we get sacked, this will be the first time I've ever been sacked since FM21, I guess. I got sacked in FM21 with, I think it was Portsmouth, where I got sacked, and that was the last time it's happened to me. Part of the game, I suppose, and one day it was always going to happen again. So let's see what we can do. We've set our lines as we should set the lines according to the theory, which has worked so well. And we are through, and Rashford has a chance, and Rashford has scored. But is he offside? It looked a tad offside to me, and we've got an injury as well, which is Bruno Fernandes. That will not be a good thing. But it is, the goal is given. He's got a pulled groin, but he may be able to play through it. I'm not quite sure about that. And so probably going to have to take Rashford off. So I'll just tell him that I'll sort that. I'm Fernandes off. I'm going to give him 5 minutes, I think, just to see if he does improve. If he doesn't improve, then we'll take him off. But we've gone a goal up, and so that'll silence the critics in the press that we've got. Bruno Fernandes has recovered, but whether or not he's going to be able to play through that, it's going to make his injury worse. So at some point I have to think about, let's take him off. And maybe he'll make it to half-time. We'll keep an eye on that because he's crucial to our survival. He's probably the best player that we've got. But Brighton haven't really caused us any problems. And yeah, it's kind of looking, the focus of attacks are kind of looking as I thought they might, most of it down the middle, a little bit over to the right-hand side. It probably will even out onto the left-hand side as well. Looks fairly tiki-taka to me. We'll just keep an eye on that and we'll adjust the lines as we need to. But it looks fairly tiki-taka to me. It looks like they are focused towards the right-hand side. With that in mind, I think that my left centre-back needs to be closing down a little bit more often because we want to watch the corners of the penalty area if they're focused a little bit more down that side. They haven't really caused us any problems, though. We have limited them to 0 shots. We are getting shots on target as well. Just not being clinical enough. We should be probably 2 goals up, but we're not. And hopefully we will get a result here. This could be, as I said, the last game. Things are going well, but you're capable of even better. Do I want to say that? Do I want to tell them we need more? Or do I want to say, let's not get complacent out there? This game is 90 minutes. And not. I'm going to take Fernandez off now. I think that's probably the right thing to do. I'm going to bring Christian Eriksen on. And I'm going to play Christian Eriksen and swap him and Mount over. We're playing quite well. So we shall see. Good evening, Ricardo. How are you? And are we in extended or key highlights? There were very few highlights in that last game. You can see this tiki-taka they're trying to play. But we've just got to keep compact at the back, and that's a lovely tackle. But I always worry that those good tackles are going to end up as a penalty, and we have given away a penalty, have we? Looked like a perfectly good tackle to me. FM, please sort this out. Because it looked like a really good tackle to me. And some of the nonsense that you give penalties for, I can't work out why it's a penalty. But, well, there you go. It's a penalty. That's not the best start to the second half. But maybe Onana's going to come up with some magic here. I don't know if he will, but we can only hope. And it is a goal. It's 1-1. That is not what I wanted. Zhao, how are you doing? Good to see you, mate. And we are victims of our own inability to score goals. And once again, that is what's caused the problem. We've totally outplayed them. We just can't score goals. And this Manchester United team is so poor. It just breaks my heart that they are so poor. I don't want to change the lines because it's absolutely how I would expect to see it. And we've limited them to 2 shots, one of them being a penalty. So really it's 1 shot they've had from open play. We haven't created too much ourselves. Maybe we need to try and win this game, being as we are the better team. Possession-wise, we've not had the ball. I'd expect that playing more direct, but we just, I don't know, wasteful up front. And here come Brighton again. Is this where they're going to score again? That's a good save. And I don't like how this is playing out. Let's go and ask my assistant again for some help here. Yeah, I mean, I can't see that there's anything that we need to do. Rutter probably needs to be tight marked. But I can't see that there's anything that we actually need to do here. Defensively, we've not been good again. Kobe Mainu has been rubbish as well as Luke Shaw. Malacia, I think I'll bring Malacia on. Kobe Mainu will probably need to come off, but who am I going to replace him with? I don't have anyone to replace him with, so he's got to go on. It's just, this is horrible, this save. I'm going to put him on an attack and going to get him probably to dribble less, and let's take fewer risks. He's not the greatest passer of the ball, but he can tackle, so let's put him on an attack. Not quite sure why all the this is interesting because all the instructions are different to what I had set them up as. And is this a glitch that I'm unaware of? Harry Maguire's not playing too well. Mason Mount's all right. We just need to be a little bit more attacking. I think I'm going to go attacking. I'm going to go for it. If we get sacked, we get sacked. So we'll put the other wing back on attack and try, and we are the dominant team in terms of chance creation. The penalty is what's making their XG better than ours, but we got to do something. And it might be we have to play in their half. I might push the lines up a little bit to keep them out of our half. It worked well in the first half, but I think we will push ourselves up and try and play the game in their own half. We're going to leave huge spaces behind us, but we've got to try and get this momentum back. Second half, we've not played very well. I asked them not to get complacent, and they've got complacent. And that's unfortunate. That's typical tiki-taka. And they've come right back into the game in the second half. Time to make some more changes. Mason Mount probably needs to come off. Christian Eriksen, who came on for Fernandes, is also having a poor game today. Again, Anana, I did say in the last episode I was going to never play him again. I forgot about that. And I'm going to drop him. If I'm still in a job, he has to be dropped. So I think we'll put Garnacho on for Mason Mount. And I guess if Eriksen is playing so badly, he's going to come off. And I'm going to put Højlund up there. And Dalot is absolutely poor as well. These players are absolutely awful. I can really understand the problem that he's having. So the direct approach that we employed last time has suddenly not worked. Even though we're trying to push higher up the pitch as well. Still the dominant team. Their XG is higher than ours, of course, because of the penalty. Without that penalty, it'd be useless. We've pretty much prevented them from doing anything in particular. We've lost the possession battle, but I'd expect that playing direct. But in all other ways, I think we've been the better team. Can we nick a late goal? Go on, boys, go on. Get me out of trouble here. And we could be in. Malacia's in. And we could. Why didn't you cross it, you nutcase? But, oh, boy. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Scoring goals is... It's just a nightmare for us. I suppose if we get a 1-1 draw, then we're still going to be in a job. For now, at least. But the expectation is we are going to reach the Champions League. We are not going to reach the Champions League. It was never on with this group of players. And it's not on now. Europa League possible. But it's all over. It's 1-1. That was not good enough. And I'm not happy. Not happy at all. I don't want to say you're in training tomorrow. So we've done nothing, really, in terms of our league position. We could have put pressure on people. He's going to be out for 5 to 8 days. Injury-wise, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Fernandes now joins Xerxes and Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, of course, my reserve striker. He did well when we played him as a striker. But we are not doing very well at all. I'm going to continue with this. I mean, looking at our results, it's horrible. It's hard to look at. Newcastle next, Arsenal. We might not make it to Galatasaray in the Europa League quarter-final. We just might not make it. The Europa League we could probably target to win, which would mean Champions League football. But I don't think we're going to make it that far. And I'm going to rest the players, I think. Let's give them a rest for a day. They're just not playing well. And I just don't understand why they're not playing well. We've tried everything now. We've tried all sorts of different ways to play. We've tried short passing. We've tried more direct passing. We are defending properly. And the lines are set properly. We just can't score goals. That is the problem. When we do score goals, we beat people 5-0 or 4-0. But we just can't score goals. And if you can't score goals in football, you can't win anything. Newcastle next. I'm not too optimistic about Newcastle. Morale isn't great. And I'm kind of at my tether. There's part of me hoping that I get sacked and I can go and watch Man United and Rangers, because this is painful. It's extremely painful. And this group of players are just a nonsense. And I think FM has got it absolutely right. I don't think... How many players are on? 3 players. Dalot, Rashford and Højlund have got average ratings of above 7. It's just not acceptable. Hey, Nightcrawler, how you doing? And yeah, I know you guys are frustrated. You've been giving tips on how to do this. We've tried them all. Absolutely tried them all. This might come too late. We've got a couple of elite talents here. Adam Hopkins. 15. He's got lots of development to do. I wouldn't see him as an elite talent. This guy might make it as a striker, though, as 16 years old. He's quite strong. No pace, but he's quite tall. He looks like a target forward. So I don't know. He's probably good with the ball at his feet, and possibly a deep line forward who could hold the ball up and distribute. Who knows? But I don't think we're not going to be unnecessarily bothered. Of course we're delighted. Whatever. And the problem is I have to go to those press conferences because the player gets upset if you don't. And I might rest the players on Thursday. So we'll keep an eye on how they're doing. Newcastle are not performing extremely well this season. So who knows? It's the bigger teams we seem to get good results against. Yeah, we are still facing the sack, Nightcrawler. And I'm looking at the Rangers game as well from the corner of my eye. Rangers almost taking the lead there. They had a real chance there. But, oh boy. And the United Rio team is pretty much the same as what I am facing here. Whatever, long throws. I wouldn't normally do that, but why not? Showing no improvement. Of course they're not. He can keep doing that. No longer a weakness means that it's getting better. But I don't want it to be just above a weakness. I want him to get good at it. Now, we're not going to bother with that. Okay, he handles the coaches. Whatever you say goes. Oh, we've got another injury, have we? Anthony has now got injured. Looking at Newcastle, it looked to me like a very good team that are underperforming. Poor at defensive set pieces. They don't create good, so we want to train on attacking set pieces. But I do want to go near post, I think. Yeah, let's go near post. I think we set to far post, aren't we? So let's go back to near post. No, yes we are. So let's go back to... What's happened to my... Did I change that, did I? Let's go back to near post. And we will do attacking set pieces. Next season, when people talk about United, they're going to mean the Geordies. Why would you say that? Because Newcastle are performing really well. I think I think they've got a good, solid team. They've got a good manager, good, solid team. I'm interested as to why you're saying that, Knight. I actually think they're doing particularly well. But let's keep going with this. You can see how despondent I am. And I really don't know who to play where now. I don't know who my best striker is. I might play Garnacho. He's been in good international form. Are they back from international duty yet? Yep, they're all back, aren't they? So there's a few players that need resting. There's a few of them coming back very tired. What have we done here? We'll give them the day off, might give us the edge against Newcastle. I just don't feel very optimistic. Am I going to get that email again where I'm going to be facing the sack? Recent form. Praise recent form. Are you having a laugh? He was awful in the last game. Rashford, maybe. Fernandez, possibly. Nah, he was rubbish too. Oh, we got Mazraoui out for 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, send him to specialist. We got the money. Might bring it down to 3 weeks. We want to do attacking corners as well as attacking free kicks. Since they're not very good at defending set pieces, why not? Be interesting. I think Newcastle probably going to be playing direct counter, aren't they? That's my guess. I'm not sure if that's right, but I'm guessing that's not far off. Direct counter-attack, I'm going to say. Oh, it's a tiki-taka again. This is tough. So we are going to play with the higher line with the low block. I'm going to come off counter press because I don't think we're good enough to be doing that. And I'm going to work the ball into the box as well. It slows everything down, but what choice do I have? I'm going to have to play. I'm going to drop Banana. His last few games have been absolutely shocking. I mean, look at this. And he's on a downhill slope there. So Martinez has somehow got mixed up with Dallo. And I think I'm going to play Yoro at the back. I mean, why not? I really don't know what the best team is. I think De Ligt can come in instead of Lindelof. And who's that? We don't have anyone now who can play as the left wing back. So I'll just bring Lindelof onto the bench. Garnacho will, at a push, will have to play there if Shaw doesn't play well. And the likelihood, knowing FM, Shaw is going to have a really poor game or get injured. because I don't have cover for him on the bench. That always seems to happen. It's unfortunate. Casemiro needs to come onto the bench as well. Fernandes is fit, apparently. We'll see now when we get the email about the fitness tests. Doubles for Gundo Volante on attack. Are you having a laugh? I mean, like, I'm quite prepared, as we are, to leave ourselves really open. We've no pace at the back. We're going to leave ourselves really open as it is, with even one of them on attack. I'm going to, because we are the home team, I'm going to stay positive, but I am going to put Ugarte as a attack role. And in fact, I'm going to switch Mainu. Don't do that. It's got to be the other way. I'm going to switch Mainu and Ugarte round and try Mainu as the Segunda, because Ugarte's probably better suited to being a ball winner. Have those two got mixed up as well? Yeah, they have. Oh boy, how did that happen? Rashford is the man in form, so we need to keep him up there. This is really weird. We do have Malacia here. It's on the right-hand side. I won't have cover, isn't it? So it's Dalot that's going to be the problem. I'll have to find a right wing-back who's probably Diallo. And I'm willing to bet that the right wing-back has a dreadful game, because I haven't got someone on the bench to cover him. So I just need to check what Newcastle are going to play. Vertical tiki-taka, I already sorted that out. Inverted wing back there with a full back, probably on attack here. So they're going to bring a lot of players into this midfield area. Tonali, we do need to take out. And I'm guessing both of those are going to be cutting inside with the ball. So in that respect, what I need to do is focus our play down the flanks. They might leave space out there. And we're going to have to use our pace, I guess. He's injured, is he? Brilliant. And in fact, then I don't have any cover anywhere. These wing backs that I've got are going to have to run their socks off today. So we got the sack email in again, have we? Talk about pressure. I didn't see that. Oh, yeah. Again, the sack email. Okay, this is getting a bit silly now. We know. It could come at any time. But we've just got to win one more game and go up to 7th, and it might go away again. It's the Daily Mirror. Was there a manager, Oleg, that I didn't think deserved the sack? I think probably all of them. I'm going to shock you now, because I'm going to say Solskjaer. I don't think he deserved the sack. He fell foul of what everybody fell foul of. Once the players decide, I'm going to have a whinge, you've lost them. And so many managers have lost that team. I just want to get rid of all of the team. And have some players who actually want to play for Manchester United instead of want to play for money and want to be lazy and don't want to press. So, yeah, I want to get rid of the players, not the manager. And there's very few players that I would keep. Very few players that I would keep. And if you look at the players that are in that team tonight who are struggling against Rangers, there's very few that would get into a top 6 club. Very few. Fernandez might, but hi, Luis. Hi, Dev. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been doing them because I tend to limit them anyway, but I'm also doing lots of things like watching football that's going on, the Rangers United game, and I'm probably not taking too much notice of this Manchester United save anymore. It's going from the sublime to the ridiculous, and I need to get to the fitness email. And so yeah, I mean, normally I would shout, and if I was playing in a comprehensive highlights, I do a lot of individual shouts. You will have seen me do individual shouts. I don't think they always work, but they can work. That's my feeling on it. So Fernandez is fit. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I do think they sometimes work, but how much? The thing is with shouts, it's like everything else. Like all your team talks, when you give your team talk and you say, don't get complacent out there, or you've been doing brilliantly, it lifts them, but only for a short time. It doesn't lift them for the entire second half. But yeah, I mean, I do berate them sometimes. I do demand more sometimes. But that game went by very, very quickly. And I'm also doing a lot of other things. And United have taken the lead, have they? That's handy. Oh, it's been disallowed. Wants to focus play down the right. I'm gonna hold off on that. Hey Mevin, how you doing? Techno, how you doing? Good to see you. Keep Ahmad, Delict, Xerxes, Yoro, and Garnacho. I wouldn't argue with that. What's happened there in the Man United game then? Oh, Yoro's been penalised. Hey FM Academy, how you doing, my friend? Yep, been a very good day. Michelle, good to see you. Good to see so many people in. Yeah, and I mean, most of the time I've watched people playing the game, and most of the time they just click demand more. That's it. They don't ever do individual shouts, which I think are more effective, because if you got one player with low concentration, say like your forward's got 8 concentration, and then you tell the whole team to focus, you're going to upset most of them. You just want to tell that one player to focus. Yeah, I keep saying that it's time to shut a few people up. That seems to work. Can I have that there every time? It's quite bizarre. Tonali needs to be tight marked. I don't think we need to do anything to worry too much. Trippier needs to be sent outside. Whether I want to do that, though, because his left foot is weak coming inside, maybe we do need to maybe just close down Trippier. Isak, we're not capable of tight marking these pacey players. I don't want to get too near to them. I berate them, Tech, just because it makes me feel better. I've absolutely no idea if it has any effect, but it just makes me feel better, and that's why I berate them. It's quite bizarre. And I mean, I might be sacked after this game. Lose against Newcastle now, we'll probably get the sack. The one good thing is Newcastle haven't been in form. And there's an indication that we might be on the front foot here. We are actually pushing them back in the early stages. Throw the water bottle. Don't trigger press two players, disrupts your shape. I would disagree with that. Sometimes there are players you have to trigger press. The shape should be good enough, and because the trigger press is lower, then it depends on their decision making. They've got to get their decisions right. If they don't get their decisions right, then it doesn't work. There's a lot more to the trigger press than just running around like headless chickens. I often trigger press, say, 2 or 3 of the opposition. Someone may have a long shot. You've got to close him down. If he looks like he's getting into space, you've got to close him down. I use demand more. I use demand more for the entire team when they're playing really poorly. I'm not sure how much of an effect it has, to be honest. It doesn't seem to lift them. I think it's a work rate thing. If you've got a particularly poor work rate, then demanding more isn't going to produce too much more. What we can't do is score goals. No matter who I've put up there, we can't score goals. It's kind of sad. We are the better team at the moment, but I still fancy Newcastle to win. I'm not sure that these players fit this system. That is the problem. They don't fit the system. What I am going to do is tell my wing-backs to close down less often. I don't want them closing down. Because they have pace out on the flanks. What did he say? We need to make sure what? I missed that one. Put the kit man. I just feel like I put Johnny Evans up front again. He played well last time. And we played in the same game, we played Yoro as the attacking mid, and he scored. And that was a poor miss from Newcastle. So I'm half tempted. And we also, if you remember, we had Harry Maguire playing as a left winger. And I think he got an assist. So it's kind of like, okay. Yeah, will someone effing score? Someone, I often say that, please, someone do something. You know, just someone do something. Oh, boy. But 3 points here will shut the critics up for now. Oh dear, oh dear. You see, we can't score. We cannot score goals. Create chances. Oh dear, oh dear. I've got 6.6, 6.6, 6.6 up top. All of them. I've got the midfielders just as bad. Ugate's not playing bad. But Mainu's having a shocker again. Bruno couldn't hit the ground if it wasn't for gravity. Oh dear, oh dear. And this has got to be one of the most painful saves I've ever done. Ipswich is also painful at the moment, but it's not anywhere near as painful as this. Ipswich are recovering. Yeah, we have to be better in front of goal. But I have to help them in some way. Somehow I've got to help them to be better in front of goal. Right, he needs to change his role. mark tighter and ease off the tackles. Hold your position. And then Malacia needs to stop tackling. How can I help them? Let's take that off and hit early crosses. Let's try playing the game that way. I need to tell Bruno Fernandes to calm down if I can. Is there... Yeah, relax. Relax, buddy. And then these two. And Malacia. As well as Dallo. You've not been good enough. You would. But a lot of people think that playing with a top team is much easier than playing with, say, like a League Two team. No, it isn't. I'll argue that all day long. The pressures when you manage a top team are huge. You've got a lot of breathing space when you manage a team in League Two, League One, Championship. There's a lot of breathing space. And I think that it's harder. And especially when you're playing in a shape that doesn't suit the team. If I was playing with a 4-2-3-1, they would be doing a lot better. And our crossing's been particularly poor. Oh, boy. I just told him to hit early crosses. That's not going to work then, is it? Newcastle have got the edge at the moment, but we do have a set piece. Remember, Newcastle are not good at defending near post set pieces. But we are not very good at taking them either. Come on, somebody do something. Come on. Rashford isn't going to win anything in the air there. Come on, that's it. Nicely done. And I think that shows that instruction closed down less because he stood off him. Rather than run at him, he stood off him, and then when they made a mistake, he was in position to pick the ball up. We are ahead! Holy moly! We've scored a goal! Which is not what they're doing in real life. They're struggling to score in real life, but we've got one here. And I mean, I don't care. I'm still doing better than Amorim is doing at the moment. Because we are like possibly 7th at the moment. And I do not want that you're getting the sack in the morning email this time. If we can hold on to this, I do not want that you're getting sacked email. Because this will be a good result. We're trying hard. At the moment, I think we've got the line set up correctly. We're playing some nice football. We've got another chance, and it's almost 2-0. But again, it's indication that we can't score goals. And we are in 7th, apparently. And that's not going to damage anybody's netting at the back of the goal. Just have a quick look. Harvey Barnes. We might need to do something with Harvey Barnes. And just quickly do something with him. Good agility and balance. He's got good dribbling, so I don't really want to be closing him down. His finishing is okay. Composure and concentration are not good. I'm going to tight mark him. Try and get him to make a mistake. His composure and his decision making not poor, not great. So let's try tight marking him, and that means that he might make mistakes out there now. Go on, Rashford. But what a tough group of players. That looked like a penalty. That would have been given as a penalty against me. Go on, Delict, have a shot. Yes, he's got one. It's 2-0. Send him off to Siberia. Good evening, Andy. Good to see you. It's actually good because I've actually found a way to watch the football and do this. So I've got the Battle of Britain, as they're billing it, on at the same time. It's on a small screen, but I can still see what's going on. Good to see you, Andy. For what probably for you will be the last one before I go on holiday. And I do want to thank everybody for all your support. I have got something planned for when I'm on holiday. It's already uploaded. It's already done. It will finish at the end of February. A little bit of a surprise at the end of it. But it's, if you remember the Notts County live stream we did, where we finished at Juventus, I decided to continue that. And there was a shock right at the beginning. And so it is the continuing adventures of that. And it got more and more bizarre as I went on. So I've done that. All the episodes are done. And there's 9 of those while I'm away. And a surprise at the end. So that'll hopefully keep you amused while I'm away. Looking at this, we've got Kobe Mainu. I'm going to put Casemiro on and then we'll swap him round with Ugarte. It's the defence is not playing very well. Dalot is not playing very well. I just might give him a kick up the jacksie and see how that does for him. The others are okay, given that we are. It's quite intensive what we're doing. We've kind of put Newcastle to sleep here. Langstaff wins the Ballon d'Or. You wish, Andy, you wish. He does get a mention in one of the videos. I think episode 9. He does get a mention. But apart from that, I don't want him anywhere near my teams. That's not the surprise. That would be quite funny, though. Langstaff for Ballon d'Or. He was all right when we were in League 2 and League 1. He was fine. That's all I've got to say. When he got to the Championship, he didn't have a clue what he was doing. Legacy of Kane, how are you doing? Introducing some team bonding. That's probably a good idea. We did try that earlier in the season. It didn't seem to have much effect, but probably it's a good idea. Just give them one a week for the next 3 weeks or so. We have tried that, I think, right at the beginning of the season, and that didn't work. Our form was really bad at the beginning of the season. Newcastle getting one back here. No. Yes. Harvey Barnes. So he is the danger. So maybe Malacia needs to tight mark him. That's why he switched from the right to the left. So it needs to be... what am I doing? It needs to be Dalot that tight marks him. He is becoming a menace. But can we go? Come on. They're no good at near post corners, boys. Remember. Fernandez, you're supposed to be able to take a corner. Dear, oh dear. Okay, let's make some changes again. Hey, Mariano, how are you doing? First time... we need to win. We absolutely need to win. because we are in dreadful trouble. And I have nobody who can play this role now. Fernandez, I'm really struggling for players. Let's put Højlund on for Fernandez. Switch him and Rashford over. And Rashford and Mount can switch over. And De Ligt is very tired. So Lindelof can come in the middle. That's about all I can do at the moment. I'm limited with the 4 injuries. I'm limited for players. And I'm wondering if I should shut the game down now. I'm also wondering if they are playing a little bit more direct. Yeah, it does look like they're playing a little bit more direct, a little bit more pace. And they have got back into it. And we could lose this game now, so I'm going to go shorter. Because that's 2 goals in a couple of minutes, and it's kind of all over for us. I think you're probably right. Where am I from, Michelle? Well, it's a good question. I'm Welsh of origin, but I live near Woking in Surrey. But most of the time I've been travelling all over the world. And it is more down the flanks that they are targeting now, and I've been a bit slow to pick that up. So I need to drop the line back. They've switched their focus to down the flanks, but we need to slow the game down. That looked like a foul to me, referee. You going to do anything about him? Not going to score with your head from there. So yeah, they have switched their attacks, and we're going to lose this, aren't we? We're going to lose this after going 2-0 up. That will mean the sack. But apparently they're not very good at attacking set pieces. Better than we are. So if we lose, it will be the sack for sure. I've got Mason Mount exhausted. I've got some players playing really badly. Diallo's absolute crap. I told you that he would have a really bad game because I don't have anyone who can play in that role. So I called it before the game that he would play really badly, and he has. Cut it out, FM. That's predetermined stuff again. Cut it out. Just because you don't have some fullback on the bench to cover doesn't mean automatically the one playing is going to play badly or get an injury. So you can cut that out, FM, whenever you like. They're definitely a little bit more down the flanks. I think the standard line is the right call. We're going to be short in midfield. Take the ball off him. Well done. But we'll see. If the match momentum shifts, we've made a good call. Oh dear, oh dear. Even making a good call, though, you have to have decent players. And this team cannot play in this shape. And as I said, if we were in a 4-2-3-1, I could set this up in a 4-2-3-1 and they'd be doing really well. What sort of a pass was that? And that from the goalkeeper was just as bad. Oh, come on, someone do something. Oh, boy. Good evening, Yelko. How are you doing? I forgot to make my coffee. There was a bit of an electrical problem in the house, which may be still yet a problem. If the landlord decides to come and fix it now, then he'll switch the electric off And it'll go dark here. I'll lose internet connection. You'll lose the stream. Schmidt, why don't I do a 4-2-3-1? Because I'm committed to playing Amorim's 3-4-3. And just to see how difficult it is for him. And it's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Oh! Is that going to be given offside, though? He's got his hand up to his ear. He's having a word with VAR. Is it going to be offside? No, it's given. What a beautiful set-piece routine. And Yoro, what a substitution. Yoro has gone and got the victory. We have somehow managed to crawl our way back into this. But it's not over yet. I'm tempted just now to go back into a balanced style. Try to see the game out. I mean, it was a good call to play shorter, slower game. They looked to me like they had upped the tempo, were playing a little bit more direct. So I felt that was how to play the game. We made two big calls there. Slow it down and drop the line. I wasn't sure about either of them. But there you go. Fortune favours the brave. Just hold on to it now. That's all you need to do, is hold on to it. Do not do anything silly. And you've got this game. You've got the 3 points. I've got another week in the job. You think so? I've had a lot of success parking the bus. Hey Mark, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's still going on. Come on, referee, have you lost your whistle? Come on, goalkeeper. That's a poor cross. And that's got to be it. Park some meaty buses. I've had a lot of success parking the bus. I don't know. Park the bus would be a very defensive setup. The low block doesn't mean that you're playing defensively. It's a function of your mentality, how you play. But in the low block has served me extremely well. And we somehow are up in 7th and string a few results together, we can get that 6th place. Probably won't keep the board happy. But we'll probably get the email that we're facing the sack again. But results are good late. Got Arsenal now, though. And then Galatasaray. Arsenal are going to be a tough... There is a week, so they don't need a rest. Arsenal will be a tough game. But we tend to do better against big teams than we do against small teams. So who knows what's going to happen here. Hi, Stefan. Good to see you. This might be the message. No, from the landlord saying the power's going off, but it wasn't. He hasn't answered my message that I told him. Normally he's quicker than this. Rashford is Player of the Month? What was he? March Player of the Month. Are you kidding me? Haaland wasn't better than Rashford. Oh, I'm not going to answer that. So, yeah, I'm doing the same, Stefan. I've got Manchester United, Rangers going on a small screen here. So that's why my concentration and focus is a little bit off today. Because I am watching that. Yeah, wouldn't that be good though, Schmidt? The landlord shuts off the electric just as I'm losing 5-0. And we have to restart. And we beat them then in the next game. That would be awesome. because I don't see us beating Arsenal. I don't even want to look at this. It's just going to take me forever to get to the bottom of it. There's nothing really I can use in terms of... We've got to get the ball into the box because the assists have come from inside of the box. They concede with a lot of assists inside the box. There's nothing. They fade late in games, so it might be stay in the game and then go more attacking. We've done this one before, so we'll stay in the game and then we'll go more attacking in the last 15 minutes. In terms of the way they're going to line up and play, inverted wing back coming into here, going into a back three, means that Odegaard can get much further forward. Rice will probably then be able to get much further forward. Tiki-taka, exactly the same. Higher line, come off the trigger press. I don't think Arsenal are the best tacklers in the league, as I recall. Flanks again, yeah, why not? Let's target the flanks because they'll end up with 3 at the back. So let's target the flanks. I love an optimist, FM. I love an optimist, FM Academy. You are far more confident than I am. But a win here would be awesome. We could start looking... We could go above Chelsea if we could win here. Players named in the team of the week. De Ligt and Yoro. That's interesting. So I really need to be playing Yoro perhaps a little bit more. Brentford 0, Manchester City. We could even win the title here. What am I talking about? I don't think so. It's half-time, I see, at the moment in the Rangers game. Good evening, Peter. How are you doing? We need points. We need points. But we are away. We'll try and stay in the game. Defend well. And then we'll try, because they allegedly fade later on. We've done this before. We'll slowly go a little bit more. I don't know anything about their set pieces, so I'll go along with what he says. Although, I think I'd rather do... No, let's do attacking free kicks. We caught out Newcastle with a beauty last time. I might put both wing backs on support. Still have the Volante going forward. Although, do I want to do that? We do need to have proper cover. We need a back 5, so yeah, let's do it that way. I want 3 attacking roles. Let's do it that way. Keep the wing backs on support. That will mean... No, I'm not playing a Nana. I've had enough of him. And Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire, because he's good in the air. Good experience. How do I want to do this? I think it's probably a good idea, actually, Harry Maguire. Experience at the back there. The importance of this game. Let's give it everything. That seemed to be the right thing. Let's give it everything. Come on. A little bit of encouragement to them. Oh, apparently the electrical stuff is sorted. That's awesome. So just reply to that message. Excellent news. I have a bit of laundry to do before I go away on holiday. So hopefully these boys are now in good spirits. I think we've got the lines set right. We're not trigger pressing too often. I also want to tell the wing backs not to close down too much. Just give them the space. Don't go diving in. Don't go running at them like silly buggers. Just allow them the space there and make them pass. Do not let them dribble past you. Just to go back and have a look at their players, actually. Saka is obviously both of... Well, they're all dangerous, aren't they? Rice and Odegaard are the two I need to take out of the game. For sure. I don't know if we need to do anything with Saka except show him outside. The same with Martinelli. They're probably both going to want to come inside. Calling a 1-1 draw. Try to pick up some tips, Mark. I doubt it. Try to pick up some tips of how to keep his hair from going grey. Well, he hasn't got any hair, has he? Have you thought about laterally offsetting the segundo one? Yes, I have. Absolutely, I have. But what not? And you're probably right for this time, because normally I've got the right wing back on attack. So that kind of levels everything out. If I had the attacking, the shadow striker on this side, then it's not really going to fit with the attacking wing back. But you're probably right. If he's going to be on support, then we should sort those out, and maybe we should switch those over. So we should have the attacking mid on support. You're right. For when the shadow striker on attack. And you're right for this setup, because they're kind of better positioned. Fernandes, I want him to roam about as well. Just go wherever you want and take more risks, be more expressive. I just want to give him a little bit of a freer rein. I mean, the idea of this now is that we'll have a back five. We'll stay in the game. Does that make sense? I don't know. We'll keep it in mind. We're going to focus down both flanks. So we'll see how the match pans out. Evening, George. How are you doing? Where am I off to, Mark? I'm going to Vietnam first. And then I am going to the Philippines because my goddaughter's getting married. And then I'm going back to Vietnam. So I will be away for a little while. But I have uploaded a little series for you guys while I'm away. It'll be twice a week, Monday and Thursday. It's already uploaded and scheduled. So hopefully it'll be something for you to watch while I'm away. This seems to work. It's time we shut a few players up. But I think the pressure's all on them is probably better. Now let's go and have a look at this. I don't want to do too much. Saka, of course, needs tight marking. And Odegaard and Rice. That's all I want to do. Saka needs to go outside. He likes to come inside, and I want to force him onto his right foot, though. Same for Martinelli. Force him onto his left foot. And we'll go with that. See what happens. We've got Maguire for his aerial ability in there, so we force them outside. But the idea now, just stay in the game, boys. Just frustrate them, stay in the game, keep your lines compact. And then as we go into the last 15 minutes, we can up the tempo. Oh, he's hit the bar. That was a chance. Well, we're doing better than just staying in the game at the moment. Come on, boys. If you can get a result against Arsenal, you'll get the press off my back completely. Thanks, Mark. I'm probably going to enjoy it. I don't know why United are wearing a Newcastle kit. It's a little bit disconcerting. And what a chance. Who was that? Mainu. What a chance. Hey, Callum. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I'm having the same problem. Well, it's a slightly different problem here. I'm not creating enough. Sorry, I am creating plenty of chances. We're just not scoring. And I think it's because this front three, they want to be playing wide. And I'm not allowing them to play wide. As I've said, if they were a 4-2-3-1, they'd be doing a lot better. But I'm playing players who are not natural in the roles up front. And I think that is the issue. Also in midfield. Go on, Malacia. Have a poke. Go on, son. Not you, Delict. Oh, what a terrible pass. But I've got... The libero seems to be working quite nicely because he's pushing up into midfield and supporting the two in midfield. So when the Volonte's going forward, he's pushing up into midfield, which seems to be working quite nicely. And we're not just staying in the game, we are beating them, funnily enough. And really, Arsenal haven't really caused us too many problems at this point in time. I've got the football on as well, Callum, so I'm a bit distracted, which is probably good for this save. Nice to be distracted when this save's going on. But I'm kind of hoping that we can get a point at least here. I need to keep an eye as well on their fitness levels, because if they do fade late in games, we need to be seeing that. But at the moment, I'm not seeing them fading at all. They're playing exactly as I thought they would be playing, a little bit more down the flanks than I would like. And they have switched it to out wide, which I'm just going to drop the line just until they go back down the middle. But they're certainly looking to get behind us down the flanks now. So let's just drop the line, stop them doing that. Well, probably too late, but he's headed it wide anyway. We need to stop them getting behind us. We're making these big calls during the games of late, and they're paying off. Hopefully this one, you can clearly see 80% now of their play is down the flanks, and this has dropped significantly. We need these to drop, get them back down the middle. Yeah, these are dropping now as they realise they can't go down the flanks. The pundits might not believe in you or me. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You guys can do this. So what I want to do is Arsenal in the dressing room might be saying it's not working going down the flanks. So let's go through the middle. So I'm going to push the line up because I did notice before half-time that they were coming back to playing through the middle. It wasn't working for them. We'd shut that down. And so I push the line back up now, just in case they've decided, okay, let's go back to through the middle. I did see that I thought it was a brilliant game. Of course, I wasn't unhappy with the penalty ref. I wasn't unhappy with the result, but I thought PSG absolutely were magnificent in the second half. Yeah, they are pushing more down the middle. This is more what I expect to see. So they did have a word with them at halftime and say, let's go back through the middle. We'll keep an eye on that, though. It still should be a little higher for me to be totally happy. Oh, set piece. Oh, that's so hard to take. Oh, boy. I brought Maguire in to get some aerial ability in there. De Ligt is on a 6.4. So is Malacia. So is Rashford. I'm going to berate them. This is not good enough. It's just make me feel better. I thought, yeah, João Neves was outstanding. But I think when City went 2-0 up, they thought they'd won it. And they got complacent. And before you know it, it was 2-2. And by then, PSG had the wind in their sails. I thought it was a brilliant, brilliant comeback. So we're going to test out. Ugarte is absolutely gone. Malacia is dreadful. And of course I don't have any wing backs. I've left it to the assistant and he's not put any wing backs on there. Marvellous. So I'm going to play Garnacho and Diallo. Why does the game do this to you? And Højlund for Rashford, who's dreadful. They're all dreadful. And Christian Eriksen for Fernandes, who's absolutely awful. I guess the game just says to you, ha ha ha, you should have checked your subs bench. I'm not going to put any wing backs on there. Ha ha ha. So it's like a lesson. Always, always check your sub bench because your assistant takes players out. And that's kind of like FM cheating. I don't care what you say. It's FM cheating. And then, if you haven't got cover on the bench, they always have terrible games. So now we're going to up our game to positive. And we're going to go into a mid-block. And we're going to trigger press a little bit more often. Just going to try and get at them a little bit more. Just step by step. We are going to be vulnerable at the back now by going into a mid-block. And they are going to find space within our lines. Just like that. But luckily he couldn't put it away. I don't know how to get these players to play. They just don't want to play. They're just awful. They have one good game and then they have 3 bad games. And it's just a constant battle. And I don't even know if I want this battle to continue. We're not going to meet our objectives. So let's just get it over with. It was a tough experiment. I knew when I took it on it wasn't going to be easy. And it's Amorim's problem is exactly what I've found. You just cannot get these players to play in that shape. They just won't do it, and FM's got it absolutely right. And it's because they lack pace, and you need to play with a higher line. They lack the pace at the back. They don't, and the players, they don't have wing backs who are good enough to attack and defend as well. And they up front, players like Garnacho up front are being asked to play out of position. So I understand exactly what's going on for him. And I knew this was going to be tough. So I'd say let's just get on with it. And now what I want to do is go attacking. And we put both wing backs on attack, and let's hope that the game has given me the right information. Oh, Garnacho. But they don't look tired to me, and they look like they're going to score. Oh, Saka. Oh, boy, has the game started yet? Yeah, the game has... Nope, it's not started again yet. Another set-piece goal for Arsenal. We're getting used to this. Oh, they're wasting time now already. Come on, get it clear. Get it up the pitch. Oh, good save. 1-0 to Arsenal. Familiar sound to it. 7 minutes, though. If we attack, we might get one chance. We've just got to keep them out at this end. So you think about these players, they would be good in a 4... What the heck was Ahmad doing? I think he was aiming at me then, wasn't he? They would be good in a 4-2-3-1. They've got good wide players, a couple of good attacking mids. They still haven't got a midfield. You'd have to improve their midfield. But that apart, I think we'd be much more successful in a 4-2-3-1. Aimless cross. In fact, there was nobody there. And they're melting us on the counter-attack. We just don't have bodies back now. It's all over bar the shouting. I don't care about Bayako Saka at this moment in time. I care about getting a goal. I might try shorter passing, slowing it down for the next game. I mean, we weren't going to get anything out of that. But does it mean that I've got the sack? Because now we're back down to 8th. West Ham have jumped above us. But what is really interesting... What is really interesting about FM, if you call it interesting, that while we have been sat in 8th, losing all these games, everybody around us is also doing really badly. And that's just so typical FM. That it's almost like it's predetermined. This is where you're going to finish, in 6th, 7th or 8th. Because no matter how bad we do, everybody else seems to suffer as well. And that's not fair on the other teams. It really isn't fair on the other teams. Why do they have to lose? Because we're losing. It's like the teams below us they must be thinking this is not fair. Oh boy, this game drives you nuts. What's next? Galatasaray. A win in the quarterfinals, though, will be quite interesting. See what the board make of that. So, we got 5 days. I'm still going to give them a rest. That would be so funny. Getting into the semi-finals. Will I still be under the same pressure? Because if we win the Europa League, then we will qualify for the Champions League anyway. And then if they give me 350 million, I could rebuild this squad. If not, I'm off. No patience with managers that come into a club with a preset formation. Manchester United's choice. he told them in the interview, this is how I play, and I'm not changing. So it was United's choice. They could have then at that point said, oh, we're not hiring him then. If he's not going to be adapting and changing, they could have said, well, no, we don't want you. He didn't hide it from them. He told them right from the get-go that that's how he plays. And that's the problem with that is that he doesn't seem to have a plan B. All managers need a plan B. And yeah, Helios, it didn't happen. They didn't fade, but I think I did it too late because I've got my eyes on all sorts of things, and I did it too late. I should have done it maybe with 20 minutes to go. Just gradually increase the attacking. I think I did it too late. We don't know anything about their set pieces, which is a bit of a shame. We'll go near post. I think we'll just go near post. Yeah, near post will do. And how are they going to play? Wing play. Lovely. Love wing play. So we just drop the line down a little bit. I'm going to play positive. We want to win this game. Which means we are going to put Dallo on attack again. Or in fact, it might be somebody else now. And then we'll switch these over again. I mean, we've even tried Fernandez as a playmaker up here, but didn't work. It was just like, we have tried everything. Yeah, Max, there's two of them, and that's why they're both in the relegation zone, or getting very close to it. I am going to play Yoro this time. Maguire let me down. So, I don't know. They are a good team, but that's for their own league. This doesn't mean anything. If we go to... where do I find that again? We go squad planners, not that squad planner. Where do I find this? Let's go Data Hub. That's it. It's not here. Or is it in there? I can't remember where to find this now. I used to be so good at this. But because I don't do it so often, there it is. So if we look at defensively, we are a better defensive team. They have got long shots, something to worry about. They are better as an attacking team. We have a bit more pace than they do as a pack, which is good news. But in terms of their defense, their defensive pace, I think our attacking pace is better than their defensive pace. We don't have the acceleration we need. Physically, it's even Stevens. Mentals, we probably edge it. And they are a more technical team than we are. So they are kind of... They are as good as us, to be fair. Simply because we are not good. He looks like an attacking wing-back with Zaha. And those probably dangerous down the left. So, interesting. Wing play, the standard line should be good enough for wing play. But I want to play positive. Get the tactics, strategy and philosophy of Amorim, but the formation... the problem he's got is the players. And when you introduce a new philosophy, you're going to have players who don't know how to play the way you want to play. And it takes a long time for them to play in that way. But United also put up resistance to every new manager that comes in. And that's not helpful. And even like when Ten Hag came in and he wanted to play that 4-2-2-2 with the high press, they didn't want to do it. The players revolted then. They said, nah, we're not doing this high press nonsense. We're a counter-attacking team. We don't do pressing. And so he came up against the players as well. See, teams around us just also fail. Everton and Newcastle only getting a point each. This is something that's wrong with FM. It's almost like this is part of a predetermined thing that's going on. Although we do seem to have control, the decisions that we're making they're somewhat working. Certainly against Newcastle it worked. Arsenal, we were never in that game. The idea was to hold on. Do I want to play Onana again? Let's give him one more chance. In fact, I'm going to go with what the assistant says because I'm really struggling to pick a team here. I don't know who to play. De Ligt is having a rest, is he? Johnny Evans up front. Harry Maguire on the left wing. I don't agree with his team selection, his bench selection. So we'll change a few of those. Ugarte. I don't even know who Sam Murray is. Rashford, Anthony's not playing. I have no idea who those boys are. Knows them from his time. And in all fairness, Alte, his form hasn't been that bad. He hasn't played badly. 7.1 against Arsenal, 6.7, 7.2. So I don't want to play Onana particularly. Let's go with Alte. He's playing better. Sometimes you've just got to do that. Although this is the time he has the bad game now. Because the game knows that I'm swapping them around, a bit dubious who to play. So he'll have a bad game now. Takeover rumours. That'd be strange. I get these all the time, though. It very rarely happens. Has anybody ever had a takeover? I've never, ever had one. Not in this save, anyway. Not in this year. Has anybody had one this year? Actually come to fruition? Good night, Michelle. And I'll see you when I get back. Enjoy the series that I've already uploaded for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. And I'll be back in 6 weeks. Oh, right, Mevin's had a takeover once. Jack has had a takeover. Interesting, I haven't had one happen. It would be nice if actually one of them happened one day. Let's go and win this this game against Galatasaray. We want to play positive because we're at home. And this focus play down the right, I'm not sure about. But I'm going to keep going down the flanks. And I might play shorter. Let's try shorter passing. Try and keep hold of the ball a little bit more. Let's try and get some possession. We've got to keep trying things. And then if it doesn't work, in the second half, we'll up the ante a little bit. 2 takeovers in your second season. Blimey. Make sure you win it. I need a strong defence. We are favourites, are we? I don't believe that for a minute. So come on, boys, act like it. Let's score a few goals. Sometimes we win 4 or 5-0. Can this be one of them? This would be awesome if it's one of them. We've had about 2 or 3 results. When we win big. So we're going positive. We've got wing back on attack. We've got a shadow striker on attack. We've got a forward on attack, a volante on attack. We've got a libero coming forward. Let's hope we have got enough attacking going on here. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, what a chance. We almost took the lead. I think most saves in FM have got the takeover email, but yeah, for me the same, Helios. I've had the email a lot, and sometimes it's got very close, but it's never happened. Are they going to be trying to hit us on the counter-attack, are they? That looks the way that they are playing. Hit them on the counter-attack. I'm at Arsenal 2036. Takeover rumours every season, never happened yet. Is he given a penalty there? No, he's given a foul. I thought we conceded a penalty again. It's been a long time since we had a penalty. A long, long time. Have we got possession? Yeah, we've got all the possession. We could zip it around, I think, because we've got the possession. We could zip it around a little bit at a higher tempo. If we're controlling the game that much, let's move it faster. Well done. Somebody's done some work. Nicely done. That's poor. That's a dreadful pass. But have we got it back? No, we haven't. They are using the middle as well as the flanks. But they've had the 2 best chances. Oh no, we've had a couple of good chances. But they have edged it in terms of XG. We still got all the ball, but we're still not creating chances. Come on, I want more. Not less. Well, we ain't going to win this game at this rate. I think what we've got to do is forget the low block. Let's go and play higher up the pitch. And now I'm going to up the trigger press as well. Let's get higher up the pitch. Let's see if we can do some damage by playing higher up. The low block's not working. We're giving away too many set pieces. The teams are scoring again from us from set pieces. Take that off. We're not winning the second balls. And they are running us ragged. Oh, this is awful. It's awful to watch. Oh dear, oh dear. I think I might have to berate them in a minute. We're just not. We're not competing. We're not doing anything. Oh well, maybe we're going to win the second leg if we're still in a job. Because this is dire. Just 2 key passes in the whole half. I need more. Who was it that told me to do this save? Who was the one that suggested I do this save? I'm never taking any suggestions from you again. This is awful. This isn't good enough. Totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Fans begging for a refund. Especially the United fans. They're just not trying. Just not. They look like they're just giving the opposition the ball, giving them space. They're not trying. I can't push the line up because they'll get behind us. Because they're playing wing play, they'll just get behind us. So closing that space down is really difficult. And I rely on the midfielders to put a shift in. Offside. He's missed it anyway. Oh dear, oh dear. Absolutely painful. He's coming off. Yeah, time for him to come off. This could be that it's just individuals who can't play football. So Rashford. The other two have improved slightly. Ought to be able to tell him as he comes off. That was shocking. Ought to be able to tell him that. Gave a goal kick, did he? I thought he'd given offside. He looked offside to me. Looked a mile offside. This is what I've been seeing game after game after game. We cannot score. Cannot score. And when we do score, we get 4 or 5. Oh, come on. That was almost the worst pass I've ever seen. Luckily, their wing-back was terrible. What I'm going to do with these wing-backs is ask them to run wide. Just try and open it up a little bit. Get them both to run wide with the ball. See if we can get something going with that. I mean, I'm looking at this. 1 shot on target. We just did one of those, Tequila. We started in Indonesia. We just did a journeyman save. Yeah, I mean, Tequila, I agree with you. It's pretty much doomed. I'm just waiting to get sacked. What was also interesting is that, yeah, I couldn't get rid of players. Like, they were refusing to leave, basically. It was doomed right at that point. It was like the game was telling me, right, that's all you got. You have to work with this regardless. And I couldn't even get involved in the transfer market. I had no money. And then when I couldn't sell players, it's pointless. I still haven't got a right wing back. Diallo will have to come on. He's had 3 bad games now because my other right wing back has been injured. He was playing all right up to that point. Yeah, let's leave it as that. And they're all going on attack now. We're going to push the lines up. I got to go more direct again. We're going to push the lines right up. As I've got wingers playing as wing backs now. We need a lot of changes in there, Nightcrawler. We need a ton of changes in there. I need a miracle in this game. They're just not, like... Their ratings are dreadful. And, like, in my Ipswich save, they're top of the league. Nobody can beat them. They're absolutely unbeatable. Same players. Oh, we got one back. Same players, but nobody can beat them. Why can't I get that kind of football out of them? And they're playing in that save. They're playing in a 4-2-2-2, the old Van Ten Hag system, pressing high up the pitch, causing all sorts of problems for teams. So why won't they play like that for me then? Lindelof, who's tired? Mainu. And Mount. But it's like it's like people say it's easier to do a big club. I think it's harder. I did Benfica, big club. That was last year. Don't know if you saw that save. Big club in Portugal. Boy, was that a tough save. Not because you haven't got good players, but because you've got all sorts of off the field pressures. It's not because you haven't got good players that it's difficult. It's the off the field stuff, like the emails I get every week here that say I'm getting sacked in the morning. And we still can't score goals. It's weird. Well, this is not good unless we're going to play better in the second leg. We've outperformed them again. We've outperformed this. Like, we keep doing this. But if you notice, our shots on target is awful again. Nobody's really put any effort into key passes. There's no key passes on their side. Our shooting is just awful. Oh, they're going to get a winner from a corner. I do worry, but whenever there's a corner against us. Well, nearly. Well, I can't do any more. They're all attacking, and if they can't score, they can't score. We've picked up in midfield. We've played well at the back. Picked up in midfield. But they're finishing stronger than we are. We're not collecting second balls. Dreadful. Dreadful. I'm really not happy. I have to tell them. It's like, you've got to be told. So that could cost us, and could cost me my job. Oh, boy. Chelsea next. Fantastic. I really don't know what to do. Oh boy, what's happening in the real life one? I think Rangers just had another opportunity there, didn't they? Still 0-0. Tottenham won earlier, didn't they? But United are still 0-0. Only 3 attempts for United. 4 Rangers have had 4 attempts on goal. There's not really much happening in that game either. When are the board going to call me in? When are the board going to have enough and call me in? Create very poor chances from set pieces and low number of first contacts from near post. Not that I'm seeing that this makes any difference. So attacking free kicks and attacking corners. I'm not seeing that anything makes a difference. Tiki-takas. Vertical tiki-taka. Play narrow. So, higher line. Slightly more often, yeah. We'll keep that as it is. I don't want us running around all over the place. Don't know about this. Yeah, got both wing backs coming inside. So playing down the flank seems to be the right thing to do. But we need to break quickly. All right, let's go play Chelsea. Yeah, I think absolutely Helios. I just... Joby saying 2-1. Stefan 2-1. Who's 2-1? Man United? In real life? Oh, they've scored. Who scored there? The goalkeeper's got an own goal. Punched it into his own net. Man United have just taken a 1-0 lead, have they? I agree with you, Helios, though. I think if I lose this one, the board are going to be calling me in and saying enough is enough. I'm going to go with that. Except I'm going to change his bench. At least he's put Malacia on there. Own goal. I've never seen that. Goalkeeper punched it into his own goal. How embarrassing. Let's go Diallo. So, Victor Lindelof, Diallo. I don't need both of those, do I? So, Eriksson. Hoyland has been awful. Let's try Xerxes from the bench. Yoro doesn't need to be... Well, actually, keep Yoro on the bench. No, we'll play Yoro off the bench. Anthony, do I put him on the bench? Casemiro. Yeah, let's go with that. And what did we say? Chelsea were vertical tiki-taka. We've set that up, haven't we? Higher line. Yeah. We don't probably need to step up more. Oh, surely you're right, Helios. Fernandez just scored 2-1. I've still got 1-0 on my screen here. I'm streaming it. I'm actually streaming it and it still says 1-0 here. I must be miles behind. Is it 2-1 now? My stream coming into over the internet must be miles behind. Are you sure it's 2-1? Because if it is 2-1, I am absolutely... I've got 55 minutes on the clock here. How many minutes on the clock have you guys got? Well, we're still in 8th, so these poor teams below me are still losing. It's extra time already. You guys are winding me up. It's not going to be that far behind. My stream isn't very good, but surely can't be that far behind. Although I've got 55 minutes on the clock here. It's now 10 o'clock. It must be nearly over. So my stream is way behind. It's absolutely way behind. So you guys are in time added on in real life. I've still, honestly, I've got, hang on, let's, 60 minutes on the clock. I think it's, no, I think the stream I stream it through, Discovery Plus. I think it's because I'm also uploading at the same time. That's probably what's happening. I'm up, and so it's slowing down the download because I'm uploading at the same time. Hit early crosses. Shall we try it? Focus play down the right. We've got to try things. We've absolutely got to try things. Let's try hitting early crosses. We know he's the danger man. We'll mark him. Whatever. Cole Palmer also is a danger man. We'll tank mark him. There you go. What is he talking about? Oh no, those are always there. We're favourites for a reason. We are not favourites. Our home form is important. That's what I'm going to tell him. Are we favourites against Chelsea? You're having a laugh. With our form? And the fact that we can't score a goal at all? Scott sent off. Yeah, I'm quite far behind, Andy. Yeah, you're right, Andy. Oh, I need a win here. I need a win, boys. What will a win do for us? Probably nothing. Brilliant free kick, that. Let's get a win. We can go up into 7th place. We'll be level on points with the 6th place team. because FM is cheating and the poor teams below us and just around us are not allowed to win either. Oh, come on. See, if we can't score goals, then we ain't going to win football matches. End of story. It's just not going to happen. We're missing one-on-ones, firing stuff over the bar, heading over the bar, hitting the post. That's, please, can I be sacked? This is painful. Just get me sacked, job done. Then I can go on holiday. Without having to worry about coming back and having to resume this. Just sack me. If this is the way you want to play it, just sack me. This is exactly what it should be. Focused down the middle with a vertical tiki-taka. Nothing's happened in the game except we've missed an open goal. And looking at that, 60 minutes, Garnacho was it just hit the post. That's how far behind my stream is. That is a long way behind. I think it's because I'm uploading at the same time, so the stream is way behind. It's normally 2 or 3 seconds out. They've just gone and won the ball quite easily. We're going to go behind. We're getting sacked in the morning. If we're going to give the ball away as well like that, then I just really don't want to do this. Who was that? Martinez. Absolutely dreadful. There's nothing I can do about that. Oh boy, and if it's like we should play the Galatasaray game, I suppose, because if we don't beat Galatasaray, then we're definitely out the door. And then I can go on holiday and not have to worry about having to come back and play this nonsense. 2-0. Go on, thrash us. 8-0, and then the board will call me in and say, we've had enough of you. Just fell over. I mean, it's an animation thing, but basically the game was saying he gave the ball away. He did a Steven Gerrard. That was against Chelsea as well, wasn't it? Again, gives the ball away. I mean, what's the point? So we can't pass. We can't score goals, and we keep giving the ball away. I can't really see the point of doing this anymore. I mean, the game's given me a chance because Chelsea have created 3 extremely good chances. The game has given me a chance. But I'm not changing anything. I can't be bothered. Sometimes you know enough is enough. There it is, 2-0. Sometimes you take on things that are too hard. They can't play in this 3-4-3. Don't give up. It's just too difficult. And when also you can't sell players to bring new players in, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Something's not right. Oh, we're just being hammered out of sight. And good luck to Chelsea. And I just want to get sacked. And it will be good to be sacked because, like I said, I won't have to worry about playing it when I come back. It also seems very strange that you get sacked when you're in 8th position. I think to be realistic, United Champions League, is that realistic? No. Do you think Amorim is facing that kind of pressure? You need to be in the Champions League at the end of the season. They're probably pressurising him into Europa or Conference or something, but they're not pressurising him into Champions League. They know how tough it is. Yeah, consolation, whatever. It's I knew it was going to be hard, Jobby. I knew it was going to be tough. They can't play that way. They don't have the personnel. And FM's just saying if you don't have the personnel to play in this way, then you shouldn't play in this way. And unfortunately, I have to remain true. I can't cheat the save and say, right, I'm going to change the formation, because I know I could do better with the 4-2-3-1. But I can't cheat the save objectives. And I just have to suffer this. So because I won't change, the game's kind of saying, well, if you won't change, you can't win anything because this team can't play in that shape. But what was gross is that they wouldn't allow me to sell any players. I wasn't even allowed to improve things. To find a couple of players who could play in this shape, but nah. Game was not willing for that to happen. Oh dear, oh dear. What's Fernandez only? Oh, he is playing quite well. But we're back to this couldn't hit a barn door. Even though we're the better team at the moment. This is really weird because the game on the live game is still only on 67 minutes. Encourage them, or we can still win this. Let's encourage them for a change. I just keep, every time I see them, I just bollock them. Let's just encourage them for a change. What are we doing now? Are we doing the shorter pass? We actually are doing better with shorter passing. And Chelsea are playing exactly how they should be. It should be a little bit more up the middle, but because we've got an attacking wing back down here, that would explain that. I did tell him we can still win this. If we can get another one, it changes the game. You're not going to score from there. Who was that? Delict. He fancies a shot, doesn't he? Oh, come on, boy. Score a goal. Chelsea are going to score from a set piece in a minute. We haven't conceded from a set piece for about 90 minutes. I would give the ball away again. At least somebody's trying, but I don't want him diving in like that. He's going to get sent off. So we need to tell him not to do that. Couldn't you have put it any wider, FM? Just to rub my nose in it? It could have gone like for a throw-in. Yeah, rub my nose in it. Why not? I know they can't score, so just rub my nose in it. We've got Rashford on a 6.4 again. I've got Delict trying shots from 40 yards. How did he miss that? How did he miss that? Okay, I've got to get some of this rubbish off the pitch. Oh, look at these two, Mount and let's try Garnacho. And I'm going to try. Dallow's doing all right, is he? He's doing all right. I'm going to try Diallo up there. Rashford's he's got to leave the club. I did try to sell him, but nobody wanted to pay any money for him. Can't say I blame him. Martinez is dreadful. Oh, boy. So I'm going to bring Shaw back here and put Malacia on here. Luke Shaw isn't particularly playing very well either. And then I have to probably do something in the midfield. I can't do anything in the midfield. Yes, I can. Casemiro. Let's try him for... Oh, they're both as tired as each other, but he's anxious. Let's put him on there. I don't know. If I go attacking, Chelsea will score. I've just got to sit this out and see if we can get an equaliser. If I go attacking, Chelsea will score for sure. The lines are right. The lines are working just fine. We've just given the ball away for 2 goals. Probably 3 now. And in all fairness, Chelsea deserve a 3rd. If I was the Chelsea manager and they didn't win this, I'd be so annoyed. Again, give the ball away again. Okay, I'm going to have to try something to stop them giving the ball away. Let's get stuck in. Step up more as well. Let's get more aggressive, boys. Stop giving the ball away. Now we're going to give free kicks away. If Chelsea somehow manage to not win this, then there's something wrong with the game. Well, we know there's things wrong with the game, but there's something extremely wrong. There's no point. We can't take them up the middle. We have to keep... I'm going to focus down the right just for the last 5 minutes. Because I've noticed that... And I'm going to ask them to go more direct now as well. Because I've just noticed... Work the ball into... No, let's leave that blank. That the left wing back is out of position, so there might be space down there. We can but try. Well, that's not going to harm the goalkeeper, is it? That's it. Give the ball away again. This is a game of giving the ball away to Chelsea. Now I've gone attacking. We're really vulnerable. And like I said, if they don't win this, if I was their manager, I'll be like furious. But yeah, I mean, I understand what's happening here. I understand that the game is saying you don't have the players to play in that shape. And therefore, the game can't reward you for playing in a shape that you can't play in. I guess the game is trying its best to reward me, but it can't. Because they just simply cannot play in that shape. And it's an interesting experiment because we can see what Amorim's problems are now. We haven't been the better team. We deserve to lose. And I deserve to be sacked, to be fair. For not being willing to change the way I play. Because I didn't tell them in the interview that I was going to play the shit system and that we weren't going to win anything. The board expectations are to reach the Champions League spots. It's not going to happen. And that's why I keep getting these emails all the time that you're going to get sacked. I'm not going to get anywhere near the Champions League. At one point, I thought it was possible to get the Europa League. Even that's now pretty much out of sight. Conference, maybe. Maybe. Which means I'm doing better than Amorim. It's just kind of weird. But I'm hoping now we get the email that says you're fired. and then I can just let this go. No, we still haven't got it. This is just going to drag on, isn't it? It's going to drag and drag and drag and drag and cause me to have sleepless nights. If we lose in Europe, it has to be the sack, because that's our only way into the Champions League. So if we lose this, it's got to be the sack. So let's play one more, and if we lose this, it has to be, because there's no way back then. But the board have not called me in. All I'm getting is the newspaper saying this could be your last job. The board are yet to call me in. Even though they're extremely disappointed. We know about these nutters. We should have hammered them. In fact, I am going to push the lines up. That's fine. I think we played better against them when... I'm going to take this... Although it looks terrible in FM, I'm going to take that off and just say, go on, have a run at them. So we'll try that. At the moment, I've still got 71 minutes on the stream with Man United leading 1-0. We still haven't slipped down the table, though. The teams around us are just losing. So this is definitely predetermined. It is definitely predetermined. And I think whatever I do, it doesn't matter. Because the teams around us are all losing. Uzi left off the bench. Mazraoui. Not a good plan. We need him back. Hoyland, Malacia, Ioro, Anthony. Anthony can go on the bench. I've got no time for him. Van Persie demands more from Dalot. Well, let's have a look at Dalot's form. Yeah, it's not been great. So let's say we want more. So, okay, we'll go along with that. And he probably hates me now. I'm doing my best. If we lose here, we definitely have to be sacked. But I wonder, am I watching the game back? It's supposed to be live. It's because I'm uploading this at the same time. That's why it is. They could be waiting for Europe. They could be thinking, well, we've still got a chance of getting in the mix here, because even fourth, we're only 5 points behind Tottenham. If somehow we can put a run of results together, we could be in the mix. But if we get out of Europe, they've got to start thinking, why does he want the libero in the middle to be a wide centre-back? That's absolute nonsense. I really don't think I want to be listening to anything he says at the moment. Well, we're back to this team that really can't perform, so this has to be a really big performance from this team. Let's try that one. Go out there and trust me and impress me. Because I trust you. Get out there and do something. See, somebody do something, please. No, we don't do never press. Me either. I've had enough of him over the last year and a half. He's really not a trier. I don't know what's happened to him over the last couple of years, but he certainly doesn't belong at that club anymore. He doesn't try. He only tries when it suits him, it seems. And doesn't believe that he has a duty to run back. Thinks that he can just stay forward. And I think that something to do with ego, maybe. When he was a youngster, he was much better person. His ego went through the roof at one point. Just my opinion. Well, we've had the first chance, have we? We're pretending that we're Newcastle. I watch sometimes teams like Ipswich, Crystal Palace, and other teams. When they play big teams, it's like 300-mile-an-hour football. They give every ounce of energy that they've got. And sometimes they run these teams so close. They like pressing them. They're hammering into them. They're running off the ball. They're giving every ounce, Every sinew is being drained. And I then watch Manchester United strolling around the pitch like it's a Sunday afternoon tea party. And they've got to look at teams like Ipswich, teams like Crystal Palace, teams like Leicester, who just run and run and run and run. It's not a stroll. You have to give, if you're not the greatest team, you have to give every ounce of energy that you have until you can barely walk. And some of the players I've seen coming off for these smaller teams, they are absolutely exhausted when they get substituted. United could probably run a marathon after they come off. They don't even look tired. So there's got to be massive changes in attitude. Massive changes. And we're not going to win this. We don't look like we're going to win this. We look like we're getting played off the park already. So it doesn't look like we're going to outpass them. And he just stood there and let him go past. And that's why I don't want to do this anymore. He just stood there and let the ball go past him. It was like his arms were folded. This is so like real life. All right. Okay. There's only one thing. Why am I on narrow? I've never changed that. Not out of game. That could be the whole problem. So let's push everything right up, and we're going to attack, and we're going to get in their face. And I'm fed up now. We're going to up the tempo. We're not going to outpass them. So let's really try and do something. Go down the flanks. And then we're going to go attacking. All players are going to be on attack. He's going on support. He's already on a support. That's an issue. He should be on defend. And the game is changing things. Why is he on support? He should be on a defend duty. No wonder there's tons of space. He's going missing. It's the only thing I can think of now. Yeah, it was Maguire. It just looked like he stood there and folded his arms. And let the ball go past him. And that's the best we can do. This is why I've had enough. The weakest shot from the corner of the box. That's the best we can do. Okay, game. I understand what you're saying. It can't be done if you can't force players to play in the wrong positions. I get it. So let's just get on with the sacking. Let's just get on with it. There's no need to just do this to do what you're doing. And what they're doing is crazy, because all the teams around me in the league are having to suffer as well. Just because we can't play football, they're not allowed to either. And we're supposed to win this competition. So they've got to call me in and say enough's enough. The vision for this is too much. They think far too much of these players. So they're supposed to qualify for the Champions League and win the Europa League. It's not ever going to happen. And when I took over in November, they were in 13th or 12th, wasn't it? 12th. So it was never going to happen. So let's just get it over with. Staying on their feet, they've now started to win the ball. This game's weird. Doesn't Rashford have any pace in FM? Those two central defenders just totally outran him by yards. Well, we're back in it. Yeah, Max, you're right. It's probably like it wants you to suffer. It really does its best to make you suffer. And I understand, because you can't feel joy until you've felt the pain. And I understand that absolutely 100%. But sometimes it just rubs your nose in it. That's what it's doing at the moment. And we have been allowed to score a goal. The fact that we are so bad in front of goal, with players like Rashford, Fernandes, Mount, Garnacho, Diallo, we're just so bad in front of goal. And I also understand the game is saying you can't play players out of position. That you have to play them in position or we can't give you results. Oh, send him off, ref. Send him off. You'd have sent my player off for that. Come on, let's get in the lead. Oh, no. Chance after chance. But at least we're level. I'm on 84 minutes now, guys, and Man United are still 1 up. Well, they're 2 late goals, then. There must have been 2 very late goals. But my stream, I've never had a live stream, be that slow before. That's really funny. It's awesome. It's like, he was like, I actually didn't think to look at the time. And if I'd looked at the time, I'd have thought the game must be over soon. Let's just try something. Wait till after this highlight. Sort of a header was that. You'd have thought he'd have let that run out of play, though. Let's try something. Let's go fairly wide. Noticing it's a bit congested when we try to run through the middle. So let's go fairly wide. Oh, they can't dribble, so I've got to take that off. They just cannot dribble. I don't know whether that's just because the game can't... Whether it's because the game can't just show dribbling properly. But every time one of my players tries to dribble, we lose the ball. But in terms of dribbling, they are not a bad... According to the team comparisons... They are not a bad dribbling team, but they just can't seem to do it. Again, every time they try to dribble, they lose the ball. So something wrong with the attributes and the actual graphics, because they can't dribble, clearly. Again, tries to dribble and he loses the ball. So they, like, why are in the squad comparison, does it say this is a very good dribbling team? It's just not matching up to what I'm seeing. They should be one of the worst dribbling teams in the league. So I'm still on 87. Oh, there's the Rangers goal. They scored on 88 minutes. And the United are looking a bit dejected now on 88 minutes. United needed to win this because they might not have qualified. City definitely need to win their next Champions League game or they are gone. Let's demand more of these nutters. And I reckon this has changed again as well, hasn't it? Yeah. There's so many glitches in here. Stop it, FM. I've never put it on full match. What is going on? They've experimented with this so much. Oh, hit the bar. It's just not going to make it easy for me, is it? They've experimented with this so much, and now it's just totally broken. Oh, come on. It's just making it like torment. Remove team. If we're making... Our tackling's been good, but we're still committing too many fouls. Remove stay on your feet. If I remove that, aren't I going to commit more fouls? I don't get that one. We're going to commit more fouls if we don't stay on our feet. So don't get that piece of advice. I just realised half of these highlights are meaningless. So I thought, has it done it again? And it had. Switched it to full match. They've experimented with this game so much now. I think they've been downloading or uploading, whichever way you want it, to your computers and just experimenting. And it's got all over the place. Like sometimes the camera just swings all around the stadium because it doesn't know where the next highlight's going to begin. And then you get these pop-ups with goal awarded or penalty awarded, which has got nothing to do with the play that you're seeing. They've messed with it so much now. We can get a goal and make us favourites. You weren't that bad. You were that bad, you were awful, is what I really should say. Has it done it again? No. But passing is awful. Passing is woeful. And we've tried all lengths, and none of it is better than others. We get like moments where the game is just keeping us from being totally tormented. Now we're in the lead. Should I stay attacking or should I do something about it? Oh, there's Fernandez, late winner. Oof, Rangers players are not too happy. Rashford finally woke up from his slumbers. Let's drop them a bit of encouragement. They don't get much encouragement, this team. We got a bit of a dribble on. Yeah. No, he didn't dribble very far. Penalty, ref. He's given it. We are going to get into the semi-final, which means I'm still going to be in a job, sadly. Oh, God. Usually makes the players mad. It has done, hasn't it? Pensive. I've made them pensive. Just like, well done. What's wrong with that? But anyway, we're 3-1 up now. I don't understand this game at all. I really don't understand it. I want to be sacked. I can't get sacked now. I want this to be someone else's problem. I want it to be Amorim's problem. Please help me. Oh boy. I think I probably need to step off the gas a little bit now, don't I? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just go back to positive. And we don't need both wing backs on attack now. So we'll just put Shaw on a support duty. We'll just be a little bit... And I want the BMW on defend like he was in the setup. I don't know when that changed, because I have never used him in a support duty. And now we're going to have to put up with the torment of a total siege on my goal. Come on, Fernandez. You've got a man over on the right, totally free, but he wasn't interested. He just stopped. Come on. Leading 6-0, switching from attacking immediately back to attacking. Love to ever lead 6-0. We've done it a couple of times. But I'm not focusing very well here. Probably because the game is like killing me. We've been kind of beaten, but we've just been a little bit more clinical. Which is very unusual for me to say that. That's not something I say often. Luke Shaw's tired. There's a surprise. Who have I got can come on? Where is my... Oh, there he is. Malacia. Casemiro's had enough. Mainu. I'll switch him over with Ugarte. Harry Maguire. Exceptionally bad performance again. We're going to give Yoro a game. A little bit of youth on the pitch. Mason Mount might as well have not bothered getting on the bus. He needs to ease off the tackles. There's a couple of tired players. We're going to wait to see who tires the most. They're playing a little bit more down the wings now than they were. So I think we're set up wrong. I think I'm going to go back to a standard line, just in case they steal the momentum back and start coming at me. So we'll just go back into a standard line. And then I'm going to go into a low block very shortly. Hold on to what we've got. That sounds like a song title. Hold on to what we've got. Delict has given everything, has he? Lindelof then. What was that about? So we are going to qualify for the semi-final and the torture goes on. If we win the Europa League, it will be objectives achieved. Well, wouldn't that be odd? That would be very, very strange. Ugarte can hardly stand up as well as Dallo. But we're 10 minutes away, boys. Keep going for 10 minutes. But there's some big teams left in this competition. There's Barcelona. Bayern Munich, I think, as well, are still left. So there's some strange teams in the competition, but also some big teams. Fernandez has been the boy to win this game. Let's go back to balance now. Let's see it out. See it out now. I don't think they're going to score twice. I think the game was just messing with my head. We're a better team than Galatasaray. We're just in the wrong shape. It's such a thing Manchester do nowadays. Suck in the league. Yeah, basically you're right, Tywin. I've been a Man United supporter since I was 5 years old. I do know what this bad stuff is like. I remember when Dennis Law, of all people, relegated us to what was then Division 2. It was horrible. But we bounced right back and we started to put things together again, and then it faded. I had to wait 25 years until we got any success, until Ferguson took over and we got success. And it's unfortunate, but it's probably going to be another 25 years before Man United fans see success again like they had. You have to put up with the good and the bad. It's unfortunate, but... Oh, they've got one back, have they? I suspected they would. Attacking, high tempo, high line for the rest of the season. You have to keep trying, so you're probably right, Robert. I have to keep trying. I absolutely had no idea, T-Win. Absolutely no idea. I obviously hoped in those days we didn't change managers as often as they do today. I hoped, and I knew he had a good record with Aberdeen. So I knew he was a decent manager. And I just, nobody had any idea he was going to do what he did. I mean, he almost got sacked. You got to remember, he almost got sacked. He was within a few games. If he hadn't won the cup final that year, I think he would have been sacked. But after he won the cup final, everything took off. But it took him 4 years to put that team together properly. See, Garnacho just should have put that in. I don't know what this game is trying to prove. We've been heavily beaten here. Hey, Jakey, thank you very much. I've got a little series starting next Monday you might enjoy. Jakey, I've put together a little series for while I'm away on holiday, just to keep you guys amused. It certainly kept me amused when I was playing it, and there's a little bit of a surprise at the end for you to look forward to. Remember the great team of the 70s, McQueen, McElroy, Macari. I think they were slightly better than that, Stefan, before the 70s. Like the team of George Best, Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law. I mean, that was a great team. Fell apart for me in the 70s. But yeah, there were some good players, still some good players around. It's a good point, Stefan. Still some good players around. Best and Co. Yeah, probably before your time. I'm much older than you, Stefan. Much older. Okay, it does mean I'm going to have to go on holiday and have this to come back to. Because I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to just come back and say we're not doing it. There's a part of me wants to find out where it's going to go, what the game's going to do. Am I going to get sacked? Are we just going to go through the season just avoiding the sack? But we are in the semi-final now, and we are playing Tottenham in the semi-final. I think that's a kind draw, because the other two, Atletico Bilbao and Bayern. So I think Tottenham is the kindest draw, because I don't think Tottenham are particularly doing that well. In fourth, doing okay. But they're a team we could win against if we've got a strong following wind. So yeah, there's not much of the season left. And when I come back from holiday, there will still be 2 weeks before the release of the beta version of FM25, if it is coming out at the end of March. So there will still be time to finish this off. I will have to suffer for a week or so more. It's probably only 2 more episodes in there. But I will have to suffer when I come back. Thanks for coming, guys. I will be doing the Ipswich save tomorrow lunchtime. If anybody's around wants to see the Ipswich save. It's going better, the Ipswich save, than it was before. Still not great, but it's better. And I'll see the rest of you when I get back. And enjoy the little series that I've already uploaded for you while I'm away. See you tomorrow, Mark, hopefully. See ya, Andy. Thanks for all your support. You and Stefan, particularly, for all your support. For what you did for last year was incredible. You two boys, amazing. I really appreciate what you did for me. Thank you so much. And to all the rest of you, I am very grateful for your support. I love live streaming. I think it's the best way to do Football Manager. It's fun. It's much better than making videos, and I love it. So I will be back very soon. I'm just going to have a bit of a break and a rest. All that remains to be said now, guys, is take care, be safe, and we'll see you very, very soon. See some of you tomorrow.